Welcome to Return to Athens. Today, the city locks down her security system. We check out the tavernas, tourist spots and trinkets. And the latest news on 2012. All that and more as we return to Athens. Firstly, elite special forces have held public exercises to demonstrate their readiness for any crisis during the Olympics. The unit, known as ZMAC, were on show for the media, senior military officials and the Greek Defence Minister. Members of the unit performed a series of drills, including abseiling from helicopters, target practice, hand-to-hand combat and a beach assault. Greece has budgeted more than $750 million on security, the highest amount in Olympic history, more than 3.5 times the money spent on security for the Sydney Games. The United States, Israel and Britain are heavily involved in training security forces and, along with France, Germany, Australia and Spain, form part of a 7-nation advisory team helping prepare the security plan. Most members of the ZMAC unit have participated in joint exercises with US Special Forces and are to be in the front line of game security. 2 senior officials from the FBI and Britain's Scotland Yard have visited Athens to review the plan, while more visits are expected in the coming months. The security network during the Games includes AWACS surveillance planes, 10,000 military personnel, 40,000 police and a 200-strong team trained by US and British experts to face biological, chemical and nuclear attacks.
These are special forces, you know. They're the best trained force of the Greek armed forces, and they will be prepared to intervene in the course of the Olympic Games in 2004, in August 2004, if a crisis erupts. They're exceptionally well trained, very well equipped, and we're proud of them. They will be able to face any kind of challenge regarding the security of the Olympic Games.
So, with such an effort, you should now feel safe on your visit to Athens. Time for a Games fact. Did you know that during the 16 days of competition, the busiest place to be will be the Olympic Village? The challenge that awaits officials is providing the 16,000 athletes and team officials with accommodation and free of charge services that include entertainment and transport. So you've planned your trip to Athens for the Games and no doubt you'll already have selected a comprehensive program of sports to attend. But what about the city herself? What's special about Athens? Athens is surrounded by mountains of limestone and marble, Agaleo to the west, Parnas to the north, Pantelikon to the northeast and Hymettus to the east. The city is famous for its fine archaeological collections, especially those contained in the city's National Museum and in the Acropolis Museum. However, as venue constructors found, Athens' most important cultural remains are its numerous architectural relics dating back to ancient times, whose discovery halted construction. When the world speaks of Athens, people mainly think of its history, its monuments, the Acropolis and the Parthenon, and its philosophers such as Socrates and Plato. The Athens of today has its own style. Athens is a city of contrasts, a crossroad between the east and the west, with a unique atmosphere like no other European city. Even the most ardent traveller will find Athens a conundrum of culture, skyscrapers next to neoclassical mansions, department stores alongside ancient churches and monuments. If you're thinking about taking time out from your hectic sporting schedule to fit in some shopping, Athens has it all. Cheap stalls alongside popular designer labels in fancy boutiques. Most of the boutiques and fashion clothing shops are located in Irmu and Eolu streets. If you enjoy souvenirs and Greek art, then Monastiraki and Plaka are the places to go. You name it and they'll have it. Miniatures of Athena and Zeus, ancient helmets, puppets of men and women in national dress, and of course, Olympic souvenirs. As part of the European Union, the official currency in Greece is the euro. So, for most Europeans, there'll be no problems with foreign exchange. However, for non-EU citizens, you can exchange foreign currency at banks or post offices, major hotels, shops, restaurants and travel agencies. All except credit cards, with Visa the official credit card within any Olympic precinct. The district of Plaka is a mysterious tangle of alleys, streets and stairs surrounded with 19th century classical houses and mansions. This part of Athens, once considered working class, is now one of the most worthwhile areas of the city for exploring. The Plaka district is almost completely free from traffic and contains the famous flea market around Monastiraki Square. And after all the shopping, make time to have a refreshment at one of the cafes on Adrianou Street. Having a drink with an amazing view of Acropolis in the background, one not to be missed. It's said that all good things must come to an end, and for Athens, the end to the greatest celebration of nations concludes on the 29th of August. If you wish to attend what is not so much an end for Athens, but a celebration of a beginning for Beijing, you'll need to book, as tickets are selling quickly. The triathlon is a new Olympic sport that made its debut in Sydney. Triathlon combines three popular events, making a challenging race of endurance, speed, skill and courage. The Athens event starts with 1,500 metres of swimming, then cycling 40 kilometres, followed up by a gruelling 10-kilometre run. The swim leg is started either on the sandy shore of a beach or on a floating pontoon. In Athens, the race begins on a pontoon. Either way, it's important to make a fast break and not get stuck behind the pack. The swim is competed in open water, which requires the competitors to be able to adapt to a variety of temperatures as well as easily orientate themselves. As the athletes emerge from the water, they must quickly find their legs and prepare for the cycle. There are no breaks in a triathlon and competitors need to work extra hard during the changeover. As the first men out begin to cycle, they'll soon have to decide whether to break away or ride it out with a group. The cycling route in Athens contains constant ascents and descents, as well as some challenging technical characteristics. Aside from athletes, only camera operators on motorcycles and judges are allowed on the course, with spectators able to line the entire route. In case of the odd accident, medical staff will be on site, as well as 6 pit crews on the cycle leg should anyone get a flat tyre.
It's just road.
The changeover between cycling and running needs to be smooth and is watched eagerly by hundreds of onlookers. When the event debuted in Sydney, around 500,000 spectators turned out to watch. The running leg of the triathlon is held over 3 laps of a 3.3 kilometre course. To help rehydrate athletes, there are the required water stations every 850 metres. With the finish line in sight, the athlete's endurance training comes into play. And as athletes cross the line, there is always mixed emotions. Some goof off for the spectators, while others' expression of relief is more than clear. Not to mention the national pride. At the Olympic triathlon course, it's expected that women will finish in just over 2 hours, while the men are expected to finish at about the 1 hour and 50-minute mark. However, this is the Olympics and conditions change. Who knows what the strength of the current will be, the number of cycling falls or the effects of the predicted hot weather? We'll just have to wait and see. The triathlon will be staged in the municipality of Vouliagmeni, which is in southern Athens. The swimming will take place at Athens' most famous beach, Oceanida. The cycling and running stages are held in the mountainous area of the municipality. The scenery in the area spectacular, with views of the hills and the sea alternating along the route. Baseball is held on a unique playing arena. While most of the field is covered with grass, the pitcher's mound, base paths and home plate are covered with clay. The clay helps the players to slide, whether it's running between bases or stopping a ball. Each fielding team in baseball has 9 players on the field. Each player has an assigned position, with 3 in the outfield playing left, right and centre field. 4 players are on the infield, first, second and third baseman, as well as shortstop. The field completed by a pitcher and a catcher. The pitcher's job is to force the batter to strike at the ball in a zone over the home plate. Its width slightly wider than the plate, the height of the ball no lower than the batter's knees, no higher than his shoulders. An umpire may call a strike on a batter if the batter swings at the ball and misses, or if the ball is in the strike zone, whether the batter swings or not. 3 strikes and the batter is out. On the other hand, if the pitcher throws 4 balls, the batter is allowed to walk to first base. A ball is a pitch that does not pass through the strike zone. When a player hits the ball inside the playing arena, he must run to first base. Bats used are a maximum of 7 centimetres in diameter, with a length of 106 centimetres. In Olympic baseball, only wooden bats are permitted. Other equipment used in baseball are batting and catching gloves. The catcher's mitt is unique, having much thicker padding than a regular glove. When a batter steps up to the plate, there is head protection required. Each batter must wear a helmet. The helmet must remain on their heads until they come off the field. This includes running between bases. For a baseball team to be successful, they must be able to react instantly the ball is struck. They have to know where to move, who to back up, who to throw to. A player who is on first base may attempt to run to second, while the pitch to the current batter occurs. All field players, especially the infield, need to keep a check on who is running where, in the hope of getting that player out by tagging them with the ball. To score a run in baseball, a player must complete the journey from first to home base, which is where the ball is struck, touching each in succession. A batter is given out when they have been touched with the ball prior to being ruled safe on base. If the ball is hit out of the playing arena within the legal confines of the playing field, the batter scores an instant home run. The runner is still required to go around and touch every base for the run to be counted. Should there be players on any of the other bases, they also come home to add runs. In baseball, the ultimate spoil is to have what is known as bases loaded, where batters are safe on all three bases. Then the current batter hits the home run, known colloquially as a homer. He runs to first base, allowing the other batters to advance to home base in succession, the play scoring 4 runs. Any player who hits a legal ball into the field of play and is caught on the full by a fielder is given out. Once 3 batters are out, teams change from a fielding side to batting. Once each team has completed a batting and fielding term, an innings is complete. The game concludes when 9 innings are completed, the victor the team scoring the most runs. Only 8 countries qualified for the Olympic Games. Each team plays the other 7 once. After these preliminary games are completed, the top 4 scoring teams advance onto the semi-finals. The team placed first will play the 4th team, with second playing third. The winners of the 2 heats will advance to play for the gold and silver, while the losing teams play off against each other, with the winner awarded the bronze medal. At the Olympic Baseball Centre, there are 2 fields. Field 1 has a seating capacity of 9,000 and hosts the preliminary and semi-final games, as well as the gold medal match. Field number 2 will seat 4,000 but will host the preliminary rounds only. Will the United States return and defend the gold, or will Cuba reclaim their dominance? Without a doubt, 2004 will provide a little magic with the Olympic debut of the Greek baseball team. All baseball games take place within the span of 11 days, 2 of which are designated as rest days. Additionally, all games are played within the Hellenico Olympic Complex, the Olympic venue second in size to the main Athens Olympic Complex, known as OCO. On to news from the track, and Austrian Olympic and World 800 metres champion Stephanie Graf has retired suddenly.
Exactly what she had planned. Regina Jacobs running an...
The current Olympic and World 800 metres silver medalist called an abrupt end to her sporting career, saying she no longer had the drive to compete at Olympic level. The 30-year-old, who had to battle back to fitness after missing the 2002 outdoor season because of surgery to remove a benign tumour in her right hip, announced the decision in an open letter made public by Austrian broadcaster ORF. The report also denied Graf would now run for political office. So that leaves the 800-metre race wide open to arch rival and hot gold medal favourite Maria Mutola. The silver medal looks likely to be taken by Slovakian Ilanda Čeplak, with Kelly Holmes from Great Britain taking the bronze. Finally this week, Olympic news, and as Athens readies herself for this year, 9 cities are launching their bid to host the 2012 Olympics.
This bid has the wholehearted support of government, of parliament, of everybody concerned with British politics. And that is because there's going to be the most fantastic legacy from this. It's not just the tourism that will come in, the people that will come into this country, the important support for business it will give, the tremendous opportunities for people, the jobs and the regeneration, all of that is absolutely true. But it is also going to leave a legacy in London that is going to endure for many, many years.
The cities are London, Paris, New York, Madrid, Rio de Janeiro, Havana, Leipzig, Istanbul and Moscow, the Russian capital considered by many to be one of the outsiders.
So many cities in the world which can stage Olympic Games, but the problem that the organizing or bidding committees how they could convince IOC members that exactly this city could stage Olympic Games. So we have many examples when the team which were bidding for the games was excellent, and they got the rights. If I would mention first of all people from Atlanta.
The host city will be selected in July 2005 in Singapore. The Eiffel Tower, the setting for the launch of Paris's bid.
The major selling points is that we have two clusters at the gates of Paris with 2/3 of the venues. Between the two clusters, at 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes, the village in Paris, and the ring road, which is a fantastic highway between all these venues to allow all the athletes to go from the village to the venues where they have to compete.
Paris has hosted two previous Olympic Games, the last of which was in 1924. Rio de Janeiro unveiled what it described as an historic bid to host the 2012 Games, promising that all venues would be situated within a 26-kilometre radius of each other. The organisers of Madrid's prospective candidacy were taking no chances and hand-delivered theirs to the IOC headquarters in Lausanne, Switzerland, a day early. Madrid has the advantage of not having staged the Games before and boasts a wealth of sporting facilities already in place around the city. Madrid's promotional video contained many of the nation's top sporting stars giving their support to the bid. So who will win? Geography favours a European winner, with Beijing the next summer host and Vancouver winning the rights to stage the 2010 Winter Games. So as we creep ever closer to August, remember to keep watching Return to Athens as we bring you the latest in the behind-the-scenes news and views in the lead-up to Athens 2004.
Madrid 2012.